All right, we are on the next chapter of The Tiger Rising. Welcome back from spring break. I have Emily, my little sidekick, with me. So we'll get back going. I hope y'all had a great spring break. Beecham hit the brakes. We're almost there, he said. You got to close your eyes so it's a surprise. Rob closed his eyes and the Jeep went forward slowly. Don't cheat now, Beecham said. Keep them eyes closed. Yes, sir, Rob said. All right, Beecham said finally. Go on and open them. He had pulled the Jeep up as close to the tiger cage as possible without driving right into it. Tell me what you see, he crowed. Tell me what it is before your very eyes. A tiger, said Rob. He let his mouth drop open. He tried to look exciting and amazed. That's right, said Beecham. It's okay. King of the jungle, and he's all mine. Wow, said Rob. You own him? That's right, said Beecham. Fellow I know owed me some money, paid me with a tiger. That's the real way that real men do business, in tigers. He come complete with the cage. The toothpick inside his mouth danced up and down. Beecham put up his finger to steady it into silence. What are you going to do with him? Rob asked. I'm studying my options. I figured I could set him out front of the Kentucky Star, have him draw me some more business into the motel. The tiger stood and stared at Beecham. Beecham looked away from him. He tapped his thick fingers on the steering wheel. I also might just kill him, Beecham said, and skin him and make me a tiger coat. I ain't made up my mind. He's a lot of work, I'll tell you that. He needs meat twice a day. That's where you come in. I need you to come out here and feed him. $2 every time you do it. How's that sound? Rob swallowed hard. How do I get the meat in the cage? He asked. Beecham dug in his pocket and pulled out a set of keys. With these, he said. He shook the keys, and they just gave a sad jingle. Don't pay no attention to the big keys. They're for the locks on the doors. Open them up, and that tiger will get out and eat you for sure. You understand? I ought not to give you this whole set, but I know you won't open that door, right? You ain't no fool, right? Rob, terrified that the keys to the cage existed and that they were about to be handed to him, nodded. See this tiny key? Beecham said. Rob nodded again. That's for the food door right there. Beecham pointed at the small door at the bottom of the cage. Okay. You just open that up and toss the meat in one piece at a time, like this. Beecham swung himself out of the Jeep with a grunt. He reached into the back seat for a grocery bag and took out a piece of meat, bent over and unlocked the tiny door, opened it and threw the meat in. The tiger leaped forward and Beecham took a quick step backwards, stumbling. That's all there is to it, he said, straightening. His forehead was shiny with sweat and his hands were trembling. What's the tiger's name? Rob asked. Name? Said Beecham. He ain't got a name. You gotta name him something before you toss in that piece of meat? Rob shrugged and blushed. He bent over to scratch his legs so they wouldn't have to look at Beecham's sweaty, angry face. You want to get introduced proper, said Beecham in a mocking voice. Well then, get on out of the Jeep. Rob climbed down. Beecham grabbed hold of the fence and shook it. The tiger looked up from his meat. His muzzle was red with blood, and he stared at Beecham with a fierce look in his eyes that was familiar to Rob. Hey! Beecham shouted. You see this boy here? He pointed at Rob. He's your meal ticket, not me. It's this boy. He's got the keys now. Understand? I don't got them no more. This boy's got them. He's your boy. The tiger stared at Beecham a minute more, and then he slowly lowered his head and started back working on the meat. Now you two know each other, said Beecham. He pulled a tattered bandana from his pocket and wiped the sweat off his forehead. On the hair-raising ride back to the Kentucky Star, Rob realized who the tiger's stare reminded him of. It was Sistine. He knew that when he told her he had the keys to the cage, Her eyes would glow with the same fierce light. He knew that she would insist that they now had to let the tiger go. Ooh. Well, now he does have the key, so he does have a way to let him go. So, interesting. All right, guys. See you soon. Bye.